It wasn't the blood that haunted detectives. It wasn't the brutality of the killings. It was the handwriting. Elegant, looping, romantic. Every victim had one, a note, written in perfect cursive. Signed only with the words, "Forever Yours." Between 1998 and 2004, a string of murders spread across 3 states in America's quiet heartland. Each killing left behind a body and a love letter. To the police, it was a taunt. To the families, it was a scar they could never erase. And to the killer, it was poetry. The first body was found on February 14, 1998, Valentine's Day. A 27-year-old nurse named Rachel Myers was discovered in her apartment in Wichita, Kansas. No forced entry, no signs of a struggle. The medical examiner found a single stab wound to the heart on her nightstand next to a vase of red roses and a handwritten note. "To my dearest Rachel, your smile lit up my darkest days. I can't let the world take you from me. Forever yours." The handwriting was flawless. The ink was fresh. Detectives dusted it for fingerprints, nothing. No DNA, no smudges, no hair fibers. The envelope was clean to clean. Rachel's family swore they didn't know who could have written it. She had no boyfriend at the time. Neighbors reported hearing nothing unusual. The crime scene was unsettlingly intimate. The local press ran with it immediately. Valentine's Day murder shocks Wichita. Love letter found at scene. For 6 months, there was silence. Then on August 3, 1998, another body. Mark Chandler, a 34-year-old accountant, found in his suburban home in Topeka, Kansas. Same single stab wound, same clean scene. And another note, "Mark, you were the only one who truly understood me. Sleep now. Dream of me. Forever yours." The press dubbed the killer the poet. It was a name that stuck. Over the next 3 years, 5 more victims followed, each killed in their own home, each with a note addressed by name, always signed "Forever Yours." The victims were men and women, aged 25 to 50, different ethnicities, different lifestyles. There was no obvious connection. The FBI stepped in after victim number 5. They built a timeline. 1. February 14, 1998, Wichita, Kansas. Rachel Myers. 2. August 3, 1998, Topeka, Kansas, Mark Chandler. 3. May 12, 1999, Omaha, Nebraska, Jennifer Holtfer. October 21, 2000, Des Moines, Iowa, David Foster. 5. April 14, 2001, Lincoln, Nebraska. Alinda Park. 6. December 2, 2002, Kansas City, Missouri, Thomas King. 7. March 9, 2004, St. Louis, Missouri. Elaine Brooks. The spacing between murders varied, sometimes months, sometimes years. But one thing was consistent. Every killing happened within a 200-mile radius of Kansas. Rachel's ex-boyfriend, Alan Pierce, had a history of obsession. He admitted to writing her letters, but denied the murder. His alibi checked out. He was in Denver during her killing. An amateur poet named Christopher Lane was flagged after publishing a book containing eerily similar phrases. But forensic handwriting analysis ruled him out. His writing lacked the killer's precise style. A UPS driver, Victor Harris, delivered packages to 5 of the 7 victims' neighborhoods. But his delivery routes were random, and DNA testing excluded him. For years, the FBI was taunted by tips, crank calls, and online forums where amateur sleuths speculated endlessly. Some claimed the killer was a jilted lover. Others thought it was 2 people working together. The turning point came in 2004, after the murder of Elaine Brooks. A single partial fingerprint was lifted from the sticky edge of the envelope containing the note. It was smudged, incomplete, but enough for a partial match in CODIS, the national DNA database. The hit pointed to Daniel Whitmore, a 46-year-old former English teacher living in rural Missouri. Whitmore had no violent criminal history. His record only showed a misdemeanor trespassing charge from the early 90s. When police searched his home, they found a typewriter not unusual for an English teacher. but also a locked cedar chest containing dozens of old letters and a scrapbook. Inside the scrapbook were newspaper clippings of each murder and original copies of the love notes, every single one. At first glance, Whitmore seemed like the obvious killer. But forensic handwriting analysis revealed something shocking. The love notes from the scrapbook were not all written by the same hand. Some were Whitmore's. Others had subtle variations, slight slants, different pen pressures, tiny inconsistencies invisible to the naked eye. The FBI dug deeper. They discovered Whitmore had been collecting crime memorabilia for decades, including unsolved love letter cases from the 1980s. Two of the murders in the current case were copycats, replicas of an unsolved pair of killings from 1981, where the killer had also left poetic notes. Whitmore confessed to 3 of the murders: Rachel, Mark, and Elaine. But the others, he swore he didn't commit them. And here's where it gets darker. DNA from the envelopes of 2 other murders matched a completely different suspect, Harold Kinney, a 63-year-old drifter who had died in 1995, which meant some of these killings had happened before the killer was even dead. FBI profiler Dr. Lillian Hart described Whitmore as a narcissistic control personality with compulsive literary fixation. He saw murder as a form of authorship, a chance to craft a narrative where he was the romantic lead. The Forever Yours sign-off was not about love, it was about ownership. In his mind, killing someone froze them in time, making them his forever. The mimicry of earlier murders suggested Whitmore was obsessed with legacy, continuing the work of a killer he idolized. The trial in 2006 was a media circus. Whitmore represented himself in court. He spent hours cross-examining witnesses, quoting Shakespeare, and reading tributes to the victims. In the closing arguments, he recited a final poem: "The ink dries, the heart stills, time bows to my will. Forever yours." He was sentenced to 3 consecutive life terms without parole. After Whitmore's conviction, the case files on the remaining 4 murders stayed open. The FBI confirmed the handwriting and DNA from 2 were from Harold Kinney, the drifter dead since '95. The last 2, still unsolved. Then, on February 14, 2007, 3 years after Whitmore's arrest, a nurse in Wichita received a letter at her workplace. "Dearest Claire, your smile lit up my darkest days. Forever yours, no murder this time, just a note." And the handwriting, a perfect match to the originals. If Whitmore is behind bars, who's still writing the love notes? The investigation remains open. The shadow of obsession looms, and for those who dwell in love and darkness, nothing is ever truly safe. If this story chilled you, subscribe to Crime Scene Chronicles, like, and share. Comment your theories. Could you have seen the killer before the love notes appeared? Join us as we unravel humanity's darkest obsessions, one crime at a time.